Redevelopment Commission meeting order on this Tuesday, January 17th, 2017. It's now 4:30. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence after? Commissioner Bayos, can you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. Can we have a roll call on the commissioners?
Soto Presley,
Here.
Hesperky,
Here.
Nevejas,
Here.
Myricks, Hoffridge.
Here. For the record, we have 4 present, 1 absent. Number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. Number 4, communications.
None were received.
Number 5, minutes from January 3rd, 2017.
Mr. President, I'd like to accept a motion for the Hammond Redevelopment Commission minutes for January 3rd, 2017.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second from the minutes from January 3rd, 2017. Is there any corrections or additions to these minutes? Okay, roll call on the minutes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Hesperky,
Yes.
Nevejas,
Yes.
Myricks, Hoffridge.
Yes, motion passes. 4 yes, 1 absent. Okay, number 6 is our homebound conditional forgivable loan approval. Looks like we might have 7 applicants.
We have 7. I am missing 1, which is Michael on 20 Locust. But if we can still approve him, and then I'll get him here at the next meeting, because I'm not sure exactly when he's supposed to be closing. But everybody else is here. Everybody for homebound want to come up?
Yes, can they come up and...
And then Cedric Steele, he's receiving $5,000. He is building a new construction home in Parish View, right? And then Keisha Payton and Janet Rodriguez are teachers, so they're receiving $3,500.
Okay, very good.
I would just take a brief survey here from, let's start with number 2, Beatriz Flores. How'd you hear about our program?
Their real estate agent
Which-
mentioned about it.
Which is whom?
Carmen Moyer.
All right. How about if we go down the line, Cedric Steele?
The first time home buyers program.
Yeah, where'd you hear about it?
I heard about it, actual going to it, looking for different homes to buy. The different process of looking at different homes. I couldn't really find a home, so it suggested I go through that and probably go through a new home construction. That's what I found.
Okay, that's interesting. Lovely Matthews,
I'm from a coworker.
the coworker. Priscilla Pelaniti,
From my mother-in-law's friend.
Keisha Payton,
From our realtor, Nicholas Smith from McCall.
Macaulay, and Janet Rodriguez.
I'm from a realtor, Manny Hernandez.
All right. Well, again, like I say, we're pretty proud of our program, so we like to know that it's working, and we wish you the best. So congratulations and good luck.
Congratulations.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the 7 applicants, including Michael Besserat, subject to his coming to another meeting.
Second?
that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for the 7 applicants that are, well, we have 6 applicants that are present, with Michael attending a future meeting as well. Can we have a roll call on that?
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Hesperky,
Yes.
Navejas,
Yes.
Myrick, Hawbridge.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, good luck.
Congratulations.
Number 7's roof program, conditional loan approval for John and Linda Van Nader at 940 139th Place.
It's 169th place.
169th. Thank you for that correction. How you doing, Mr. Nader?
Okay. We don't have the, Greg's, question sheet. I'm gonna paraphrase here. What's that? Oh, go ahead. You got it? Yeah.
Mr. Nader, has the program been explained to you?
I'm sorry, I got it plugged up here and I really can't hear you. Can I get a little bit closer?
Has the program been explained to you?
This is, degrade load.
Deferred loan, mm-hmm.
Okay. And do you understand the terms of the program?
Yes.
Okay. And do you understand that the Hammond Redevelopment Commission only provides the funding and does not guarantee the work or the contractor's work? You must do your own due diligence. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
it's fine. No, do you understand that the Hammond Redevelopment Commission only provides the funding and does not guarantee the work or contracted work? You must do your own due diligence. Okay. Just,
Thank you, Commissioner.
I'm
That's good.
sorry.
I got a little bit out of this here, but this one is just totally.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure everything is clear.
From the pictures, it looks like he really needs a roof, so. we're glad we can help.
You were even getting on your roof, right, yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Got the babies.
Okay.
I got good intentions.
Well, now you don't have to get on your roof no more.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the roof program conditional loan approval for John and Linda Van Nader at 940 169th Place.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the roof program, conditional loan approval for Mr. John and Linda Van Nader at 940 169th Place. If there's no further questions, roll call, please.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Hesperky,
Yes.
Navejas,
Yes.
Myrick, Hawbridge.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent. Thank you, Mr. Nader.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jenna.
Okay, number 8's Form EZ-2, easy deduction approval for the UEA Hammond Urban Enterprise Zone Association participating businesses in the allocation areas.
Commissioner Dan Bowditch will come to the podium at this time to discuss this agenda item.
Hello, Mr. Dan.
Good evening, Commissioners. How are you today?
Good evening.
Happy New Year. I haven't been here
Same
in a
to you.
little bit of time. The letter before you is a letter consistent with Indiana Code 6-1.1-45-9A that basically the auditor is applying that states any qualified investment by a participating business in an enterprise zone that submits a Form EZ-2 for an enterprise zone deduction, that's also in an allocation area designated by the Redevelopment Commission, needs to be approved for that application of the deduction by the City Council. The reasoning for that, and I wanted to explain, is the reasoning and the intent is so that if that deduction is applied, because there are no necessary City Council or Redevelopment Commission approvals applied to that, is to ensure that the deduction does not impact any outstanding obligations of bond service or debt service you may have as a commission. So what we have prepared is a letter basically stating that the staff and I have looked at the deductions that are going to be applied and have identified that there is no impact to the payment of obligations in those allocation areas. In fact, there were 13 on the list. There are 13 Form EZ2s for an enterprise zone deduction that have been submitted last year as of May 15th, 2016, for applications to this year's tax year. 5 of those were located in the West Point allocation area, 4 were located in the Hammond Central allocation area, and 4 were located in the downtown allocation, for a total of 13. Now, 5 of those at the top are for personal property. Personal property in the case of those businesses is not captured for allocation purposes, but in order to apply it, the auditor is saying we need to see an approval even though it's not being captured, it's still in an allocation area. So it really applies to the 8 real property, and that would be applied to the January 1st, 2016 assessed values. And the letter basically states again that there is no impact to the allocation area or the Redevelopment Commission's ability to pay outstanding debtor obligations if these deductions were applied. The discussion and process determined was that the Redevelopment Commission would be presented with a letter to state that to the council, because that would be one of the questions the council may ask. Is there an impact? Well, we determined that there isn't. And that the Hammond UEA, through Phil as the president, would also submit a letter attached to that and submit it to the council, stating that the UEA is supportive of these deductions being applied. In essence, what happens on the UEA level is that the deduction is applied. The tax savings that is realized, 35% of the tax savings is paid back to the UEA for economic development purposes that assists not only the city, but the Redevelopment Commission, Department of Economic Development, and other administrative and economic development functions of the city. So just, Bill had asked that I come and give a presentation to state there is no impact to the Redevelopment Commission. If there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
No, without, putting me into a whole semester class here, I read the not affected, which is of course what we'd like to see, but $64 million in deductions. And so that savings goes to, or is allocated?
Now, which list are you looking at? May I see that? Because I don't have that. May I?
And like I say, I don't.
So that is and that's a good question, because sometimes individuals will misinterpret that. That $64,327,254 is assessed value. What happens at that point is the deductions are that the taxes would have been applied to that. That's how much assessed value was not included in the net certified AV of the county, the city, the library, the school, such that it impacts the rate slightly, because there's over $1 billion of AV in the city and $20 billion in the county. But if I may give an example, so for number 2, Warren Oil Company, personal property, that's a $148,830 assessed value deduction. Excuse my stuttering there. That would then be translated and reported to the state at the end of the year on a Form EZ2 through the Hammond UEA. You would calculate what the taxes would have been on that $148,000. So I'll just do a really quick number at 3%, the circuit breaker. So it's going to come to about $44,500. That's their tax savings. 15% of that would be paid back to the UEA. The company would pay 1% to the state of that tax savings, and then the remainder is used by the company to reinvest in the company for more equipment, employee training, seminars, additional improvements to the property. So they're not receiving a $148 savings. That's the assessed value.
That's the assessed value, so.
Correct.
So the actual number's 45,000-ish.
quick number, about
Yeah,
$4,500.
Fast math,
Right,
okay. And so they would ultimately be saving that?
yes. Well, they would be saving on a net value because they'd have to pay 35% on the tax savings to the local UEA, which is the Hammond UEA. And then they'd have to pay 1% to the state. So 15% of 45,000 is
Right, yeah.
$550, and then 1%, $45 to the state.
So then is the county just not getting it, or did we circumvent the county?
No, it's a tax savings similar to a tax abatement. Similar to a tax abatement, no one unit would receive those dollars.
Right.
And it's a deduction that's applied as a part of the UEA program, similar to a tax abatement program.
Okay,
And the issue here, Commissioner, is that the reason for the approval by, like I said, the legislative body, is that when a company as a participating business in a UEA fills out and completes their Form EZ2, it goes straight to the auditor. There's no city council approval, there's no redevelopment approval. Such the case is that if you did not know as a redevelopment commission that that company took that deduction and you issued bonds or have obligations outstanding, and you're assuming that AV is there, and then it's not, which is why they're asking for the county's asking for the approval to apply it. So, therefore, the letter stating there's no impact. Auditor, you may go ahead and apply that, and recommends that to the council to say there's no impact. That's a good question.
Understanding letter makes easy sense. I was just kind of trying to understand the program, but I do thank you very much.
No, that's a good question. So basically, the next step is, if approved, the letter from the Redevelopment Commission and the letter from the UEA would be submitted to the council, and then the same presentation would be made to the council. And then if they approve it by motion, it would then go to Deanna Prince, who is the Director of Taxation, and she would apply the deductions. Very simple.
Mr. President, I move we approve Form EZ-2, known as Easy Deduction Approval for HUEA participating businesses in allocation areas.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Form EZ-2, easy deduction approval for UEA participating businesses in the allocation areas. Is there any further discussion or questions from Mr. Bowditch? Roll call now.
Total Presley,
Yes.
Hesperky,
Yes.
Villegas,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Hopper.
Yes. Motion passes 5 yes now with Mr. Myrick's. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate your question. That was a very good question.
Okay, number 9 is our reports. We got Ms. Tarver, she's going in for Mr. Talon tonight.
None at this time.
Okay. Thank you. Number 10 is our bills, register of claims.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to pay the register of claims. December 9th, 2016 through January 12th, 2017. Register of claims R54266 through R54378.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the register of claims for December 9th, 2016 through January 12th, 2017. Claim numbers R54266 through claim R54378. Is there any questions or discussion on these claims? Okay, roll call.
Total Presley,
Yes.
Hesperky,
Yes.
Villegas,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes, 5 yes. Number 11, new and unfinished business. I'd just like to make one thing, I was informed our February 7th meeting will be moved back to January 30th, which is a Monday at 4:30. Okay. Number 12, public comment. If anyone would like to come forward, you have 3 minutes. Public comment is closed. Then, before we adjourn, I'd just like to acknowledge Councilwoman Janet Venez at large. Thank you for coming out, especially for number 8 on that Form EZ. All right, number 13.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. You all signify by aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, meeting adjourned.